Hello, everyone. How have you all been doing? Today, I want to talk about something that fascinates everyone: the afterlife. Where do we go when we die? This isn't just our curiosity alone. Throughout human history, all the sages and philosophers have wondered about this question. But no matter who we asked, we couldn't get a clear answer. The Israelites in Old Testament times were the same way. When Jacob thought he had lost Joseph, he lamented, "I will go down to Sheol, mourning for my son with gray hair." They had a vague idea that when you die, you go to a place called Sheol, but no one knew what kind of place it was. Even the Sadducees didn't believe in an afterlife at all. They thought there was no resurrection, no angels, no soul. They believed that eating well, living well, and having descendants continue your lineage in this world was everything. The Pharisees had a vague sense that there might be angels, souls, and resurrection, but even they couldn't be certain. Confucius, Mencius, and Socrates all said they didn't know what happens after death. Buddha taught that a person is composed of 5 elements that come together through karma and relationships to form a person. And when you die, these elements scatter again. That's why Buddhism practices cremation, to show that everything disperses. But then Jesus came and gave us the most complete and specific teaching about the afterlife. He clearly explained this mystery that even science cannot solve. Some scientists have measured body weight at the moment of death and found minute differences, but that cannot prove the reality of the soul. According to Jesus' words, after death, some people go to paradise. Those who endured hardship in this world, who did good, who lived difficult lives unjustly, and the poor, they receive comfort in paradise. Look at the story of Lazarus and the rich man. Interestingly, the rich man isn't even given a name. He's just called the rich man. But the poor man has a name: Lazarus. Lazarus was covered with sores so severe that dogs would come and lick them. He lived miserably, trying to get even scraps of food at the rich man's gate. Both the rich man and the beggar Lazarus died, but Lazarus received comfort in Abraham's bosom, in paradise. What's important here is that the Bible doesn't say Lazarus went to paradise because he believed in Jesus. It was simply because he was poor and lived unjustly. On the other hand, the rich man suffered in Hades. Hades is not hell. Many people are confused about this. No one has gone to hell yet. Hades is like a waiting place, an intermediate state until the final judgment. But there seems to be great suffering even in Hades. The rich man in Hades was in such torment that he begged Abraham, "Have Lazarus dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue." He also asked for Lazarus to be sent to his 5 brothers living in this world so they wouldn't come to this place of torment. But Abraham said, "Between paradise and Hades, there is a great chasm fixed, so that those who want to cross over cannot." He also said, "There are pastors and evangelists in the world, and those who don't listen to them won't listen even if someone rises from the dead to tell them." What's crucial here is that dead souls are not unconscious. When we call death eternal rest, or refer to the dead as those who sleep, these are just euphemistic expressions, because the body closes its eyes and lies still, making it look like sleep. The soul itself has consciousness. We can see this clearly from the rich man in Hades, conversing with Abraham and worrying about his brothers. The soul has consciousness even after death. When you die, you definitely go either to paradise or to Hades. There's no other path. The idea of wandering spirits roaming the earth or returning to harm descendants is wrong. Such things are the work of fallen angels, evil spirits. The souls of our ancestors are in paradise if they lived righteously, or in Hades if they lived wickedly. This is the clear truth that the Bible tells us. Going to heaven or hell will be determined at the final judgment, and only then will the final destination of those who accepted and believed in Jesus be heaven. The same applies to those who died in Old Testament times. The righteous went to paradise, the wicked to Hades. Those in Hades will face the final judgment through the second resurrection after the millennial kingdom ends, and then go to hell. To summarize what we've covered, currently, no one has gone to heaven or hell. All the dead are either in paradise or Hades. Their bodies are buried in the ground, but their souls are either receiving comfort or suffering according to their condition. But these places are not yet heaven and hell. The Bible gives us both clear hope and warning. How we live on this earth determines what happens after death. Just as Jesus said, "It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven," living bound to material things is dangerous. But there's also the promise that even if we live poor and unjustly in this world, if we live good and honest lives, we will receive comfort in paradise. However, eternal life with God, that is, heaven, is the place promised to those who believe in Jesus and receive forgiveness of sins. I hope you will realize this truth and live righteously and virtuously, becoming clean through Jesus and living properly as God's children. That's all for today. Thank you.